Hello, you are listening to the OmniTalk Fast Five, brought to you in partnership with Microsoft, the A&M Consumer and Retail Group, Takeoff, Sezzle, and Silk. Right. All right. Let's go to headline number 3. Best Buy, as we mentioned, has a new virtual store, and that store bridges the online and in-store service divide. According to our own Minneapolis Star Tribune, Best Buy has converted a 40,000 square foot warehouse in Bloomington, Minnesota into a full-on virtual store. One area, Chris, is even a gym staffed with personal trainers and equipment. Another space is dedicated to Microsoft laptops and devices. There are even cubicles for staff to have more private conversations with customers as well. And last but not least, Chris.
Racy private conversations.
I mean, about electronics and video games and appliances.
Hearing aids.
Yes. Yeah. all grills. Last but not least, though, Chris.
Yes.
Ring lights and movable cameras and computers are everywhere. This is
you have to have ring lights.
This is just
in this
like
day and age.
QVC times 1,000.
It's like
right?
It's like the benchmark now. You have to have a ring light. If you're gonna do anything, it has to be lit up by a ring light, right?
I know. It's insane. Okay, Chris, what are your thoughts on the Best Buy virtual store?
I love this idea too, Ann.
Okay.
I think this. Here's what's really cool. This was a big unlock for me as I was preparing for the show. I think it takes the idea that we've heard a lot about, which is in-store clienteling, but it pluses it up in 2 ways. One, you get scale because you can do it through this location versus asking every one of your associates to interact with customers across the country. So that just makes sense. And then the other point that I love about it is it gives a consistent experience. All these people can be trained the same way to handle calls the same way, which again is really hard to do when you've got 40, 50% job turnover in your stores, asking them to handle this. And the retailers also have concerns about the quality of that, like giving those tools to their frontline employees, which I think actually is sometimes really well-founded. So I think this gets over both those humps. And so to me, it's a natural bridge to get the same in-store service that you're expecting from Best Buy, but doing it online. So I'm not surprised to hear that one part in the story was that Best Buy seeing a 20% increase in customer satisfaction since unveiling this virtual store idea. So I think it's a great idea, actually, especially when I think about firework in the context of the conversations we've had with live stream shopping, being able to light that up through a place like this. I think it's going to be something we start to see more people do. I can't understand why you wouldn't try to do this.
Yeah. Well, I especially like it when you look at Best Buy in comparison to buying something from Amazon. I think that there's some brand equity that you're getting in these people and the investment that Best Buy has made here that is great for kind of setting Best Buy apart or feeling a little bit more confident in your purchase.
Higher consideration purchases.
Exactly. But I love this not just for pre-sale, but also for post-purchase and upselling. And I think that's the other thing that we're not thinking about here. So much of the focus of this story was on how this is increasing revenue for Best Buy. But I think that the opportunity to leverage the same team to support, once you get that product in the mail and you're starting to use it and you have questions, there's the opportunity for follow-up to sell more add-ons to those things. But also, I also like that Best Buy can get more content from this too.
100%.
I mean, they can be recording these things. They can be putting them out on product detail pages. They can be putting them out as, content for the YouTube channel. You don't, it doesn't have to be one-to-one demos. It can start out that way, but because it's being recorded, it can be one-to-many. I love that idea. Also, I think the third point is this is great preparation for Best Buy. When you start to look at R&D, preparing for another metaverse type shopping experience in the future. Not that that's going to be here or that this is doing that. I'm just saying you're learning a lot about how you're communicating with your customers virtually and how you can continue to improve that experience.
Yeah, I agree with that last point. I think I would say if I was giving Best Buy advice, I'd be I wouldn't look at that at all at this point. I think you'd agree. Just do what you're saying, get the scale, get the better customer service, get the post-purchase sales, uptick from the relationships you're going to have with people. Focus there first, right? The metaverse could come later. I was talking to somebody yesterday, the metaverse, which still feels 10 or 15 years out too. But all right.